Have you heard of the inner charisma gene? That very thing inside of you that attracts people that are for you, that magnetizes, pulls them into your world to let them know that you are the one for them. That gene is a very thing that is the difference between calling in your ideal clients and rejecting people that are just not for you. And oftentimes we are rejecting that inner charisma gene every time we reject ourselves. So in today's Unapologetically Visible video, I'm going to share with you what's happening when that's actually occurring in our lives and what you can do to zap it, to nip that in the bud. Now, the Unapologetically Visible show is a really quick way for you to be unapologetically visible, because I am a visibility coach and I help you to be visible by sharing your authentic self so that you can roll in more money into your business. Because at the end of the day, to be visible is great, but you want to be paid for it. You want to make sure that you are then calling in those ideal soulmate clients to work with you in your high-end programs, or even in your low-end programs, automatically using passive income streams. The point is, without being visible, with a strategic plan behind it, with a process that helps to make the plan work, it's almost like you're here, but you are suffering because you're not getting paid for what you're doing. And so let's go back to today's episode, and what we're talking about here is the inner charisma gene, that part of you, that element of you that oftentimes you've probably squashed, because every time you've rejected yourself, every time you said that I don't speak properly, or I don't look a certain way, or I speak too slow, or I speak too fast, all of the things that you've probably been conditioned to believe about yourself is basically stopping you from calling in your ideal clients. And so one quick way for you to stop doing that is to notice those trigger points, the points when you start to reject yourself, the parts where you start to say I am not enough, because those are the points that are going to help you to raise that awareness so that you can start to break those beliefs, so that you can start to then show up in a way that is much more authentically you, in a wholeness. Because the last thing you want to do is keep on squashing these things down, these beliefs, these ways of believing things about yourself, and dimming your charisma gene, so much so that when you do call in those clients, you don't even think it's fun anymore. And so today, start noticing those triggers. Start looking at those things that perhaps you say about yourself that are not so delightful. So that's been this episode today. I promise I kept it short, and it has been under 4 minutes. So if you want to know more on how you can brighten up your charisma gene, to get off those things within the charisma gene that's just not helping you, then all you have to do is click the details below this video or above, depending on where you're watching this, so that you can start to be unapologetically visible.